I felt like our women came out ready to go. There was no question in my mind that we could do it, and there was no question in their mind. But I think it was like, let's hurry up and get this game going. And sure enough, we did not disappoint. That first quarter was the best quarter in school history, in program history. And I think we just kept building off of that. I am so incredibly, I'm overwhelmed right now because when I took the job in 2015, this was the goal. This was the goal, to get Niagara to be a championship program, and we're playing for a championship tomorrow. Credit to a very tough Siena team. We had some great battles against them in the regular season, and we knew they were going to come out ready to go today. Our goal was to run and to get them tired, and I think our team did a really great job. But I couldn't be more proud of them, and we are excited that we get an opportunity tomorrow, because we earned the right to play tomorrow in a championship game.
This question's for both Angel and Aaliyah. What was the mindset of this team coming into this game, coming into today, coming into this building?
You want to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Really just to be locked in and, be disciplined. Just everybody's coming to the tournament, everybody wants it, but who wants it more, basically. Just coming in locked in, being disciplined, and having each other's back.
Like Aaliyah said, just having that fight and doing whatever it takes to win. We came in and we said there was no other option than to win, and I believe that's how we played.
Follow up to that for both of you guys. Last year, you guys lost in the MAAC semifinal to Manhattan. Was that kind of in your mind as well, kind of a redemption issue as well?
It was a little bit, but I really like to focus on the now, learn from back then, but just really focus on the now.
I'd say the same.
Both you. I mean, more question I want to focus on is, obviously your sisters, you're graduating this year, and I used to have more time, but how special is it for you? I mean, this is your last year, last time you're going to play together, to get to a championship game. How awesome is that you guys have been special players for all these years now for Niagara, and now, you go into the championship game together. How big is that, for you two, being sisters?
It's an indescribable feeling. I mean, I say this often, but not many people get to play with their sister, with a sibling, and being able to not only play with her, but to excel and make it to the championship game, it means the world.
She said it all. Not many people get this opportunity, and I'm just grateful that I got to have it with her.
Good. Yeah, for Angel or Aaliyah, and I'm sorry if you were asked this after the awards came up, was the team annoyed at all when nobody got picked to the first team, even though you finished second, or was that just kind of the price of having a really deep team where nobody puts up, maybe huge numbers?
That's not really on our mind. We're just focused on winning, and so if someone gets an award, that's great, but we're just here to take care of business.
Said it all. Yeah.
You guys are on the same page. That's nice. Rachel.
All right, well, then I'll ask Angel this. So, nothing against Aaliyah. But the first quarter, you raced out to that fast start, biggest quarter in program history. But what helped your team take control in the first quarter in this game?
Really harping and buckling down on our defense and pushing the ball, being able to convert off of those turnovers, and just keep laying it into them, not letting up.
Any other questions for this?
I mean, your coach called that the best quarter, and the first quarter the best quarter in program history. How close was that to perfect hurricane havoc, the ideal way you guys want to play your system?
Honestly,
I was about to say it.
Honestly, we could have done probably a lot more.
Yeah, I would say the same. I would say I'm really hard on myself. I would say the same as Angel. We could have done a lot better. Honestly, yeah.
I think we hold ourselves to a standard that is hard to meet, but the more that I think it gives us more push in it.
Yeah.
This is for either of you. Your team's in the conference title game for the first time since 1997. What does that mean?
Sorry.
Leave it alone. It won't bother you. What does that mean for, for each of you, for the program, for the athletic program at Niagara?
Again, it's a indescribable feeling. It's 11 teams. It's a hard 11 teams. Obviously, it's hard to get there. We haven't been there since 1997, so we've got to take this opportunity and really go with it.
Anything to say?
Angel and Aaliyah, thank you very much. Congratulations to move on to the championship.
Thank you.
So
No,
we'll
please
leave
keep
them
them.
for tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Rachel.
Jada, you're now facing the number 25 team in the country in Fairfield. What's it going to take to compete with them for the championship?
We have to be us, Rachel, and I can honestly sit here and say the 2 games that we played earlier this year was not us. So credit to Fairfield. They are a great team, and they've done a lot. They've done a lot, but I think we have to stick to being who we are, and that was what you've seen in these last 2 games of the tournament. And in fact, the last 13 out of 14 games that we've played, that's who we are. And I think we have to focus on us. Fairfield, does a lot of great things. They have a lot of great scoring. Obviously, Megan Anderson is a terrific freshman for them. Janelle Brown is doing a great job of leading them as a senior. I think, for us, we have to stick with being who we are and not get caught up in everything else. We've played ranked teams this year, thankfully, right, by design, to be ready for a moment like we have tomorrow, to not be intimidated by a number in front of a name, and that we can focus on being who we are and playing Niagara basketball.
Hi, Coach. Just like I kind of asked the players, I mean, I want you to talk about them because they've been with you, the last 3 years. 4 years now. Angel, can you just please talk about them and how special it is for you as a coach to see them get you to this point? It's been, since 1997 that you have made it to a championship. Now you win, and they're a big part of it.
A huge part of it, and it starts with Angel and everything that she's done for our program to help elevate us to the point that we're at now, that we are a postseason program. Not every team in the country can say that they go to postseason, and we've done that. And that's a credit to Angel, her leadership, her growth. She's committed to. She got better every year. She did not just rest on her laurels and say, "Hey, I made second team as a sophomore, and that's all I'm going to be." She kept pushing and pushing and bringing her teammates along, which is even better. And Aaliyah came in, gangbusters. Rookie of the year. Hands down, was the best rookie that year, and she continued to want to get better. So when you have your best players be your hardest workers, I do believe that you are deemed to have some success.
Jada, in the first quarter, one of the players who really stood out was Lori Porter, and we talked before about how deep your bench is, how skilled it is. What is it like to see Lori Porter come through in a game where there's a lot on the line here?
Absolutely. It was great seeing Lori be ready to play today. She struggled a little bit against Quinnipiac, I felt, but, she always brought the defense, but she didn't get a lot of shots to fall. I think today she was locked in, focused. The shots were falling for her. She found some easy buckets under the basket, too. And, again, that's a senior that's making senior plays at the right time. And Lori has always been a great team player from day one, and she's also grown a lot in her game, but more importantly with her mindset. Because, again, you can think, hey, I didn't get maybe as many minutes as I wanted to the other day, or shots weren't falling, and get your head down. But Lori is one that's like, hey, whatever the team needs. So couldn't be more proud of her and her efforts today.
You want to follow up?
Yeah, I'm going to follow up. Same question I asked Angel and Aaliyah. Your team's playing in its first conference title game since 1997. From a coach's perspective, what does that mean for the program, for the athletic department, for Niagara University to get some visibility?
It's huge. Anytime you can get yourself in a position to be able to represent your school and your conference in the national tournament and the NCAA tournament, it's huge. It's been a long time coming. I feel like the community at Niagara has been, starving for a women's basketball championship. And, when I took this job, I knew the task at hand and didn't shy away from it. And I knew it was going to take time. And with these things, it takes time. And I'm just thankful that we have great players that are bought in, that are invested, and an administration that had the belief in me me after 9 years to be able to get it to this point. But I think this will raise a lot of eyebrows in the Western New York area. We were the last team last year when we finally hung this banner. The beginning of this season, we were the last school, Division I school in Western New York that did not have a postseason banner hanging up. We made that very clear to the team. So now that we have that, how can we build off of it? And obviously the next step is the NCAA tournament. So for us, this is huge. I think this puts us on the map as the best team in Western New York, hands down. There's no question, there's no doubt about it, who we are.
Carl Adamek, Hearst, Connecticut Media. Alyssa Rossignol is a local athlete for us. Can you talk about what you've seen from her freshman year? And if you indulge me, while you still have games to play, what kind of jump are you looking for her as she heads into her sophomore season?
I think Alyssa has done a great job as a freshman. It's very hard when you're coming into a very veteran team that she was coming into with older players. And we had the faith and confidence and belief in her because she was coming in with a great basketball IQ. Her motor is second to none, which is what stood out to us the most because she fits in our system perfectly because she's not afraid to make mistakes. She flies around and she's very coachable. She's always asking and wanting to get better. She comes in and watches film. She gets in extra workouts. She's doing all the things you want her to do, and she's going to be successful because of that. I think for her now on this stage, she got a taste of playoff basketball, so now settling down a little bit. She's one you have to dial down instead of having to dial up, and I'll take that any day. But I think for her, the sky is the limit, and, just really excited for her. She calls me bestie, which I think is the cutest thing, but we have a great relationship, but I think the sky is the limit for her. Thank you.
Coach Pierce, thank you for taking the time, and good luck tomorrow against Fairfield.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everybody.